Thanks for joining us for KBOI 2 News Midday. I'm Kelsey Anderson. Now to your top 11 stories at 11 o'clock. One man is dead after an early morning fire in Eagle. The call came in around 3 o'clock this morning, reporting a trailer fire on North Horseshoe Bend Road. One person was able to walk out of the trailer and is okay. Another victim, a man in his 60s, was rescued by responding fire crews and was pronounced dead on the scene. Crews are still on scene trying to figure out a cause. Meridian police are asking for your help finding a man who reportedly exposed himself to a young girl. Police say a 12-year-old girl was running in the area of Locust Grove and East Lake Creek when the man pulled up beside her. Officers say he exposed himself and the girl ran off. The victim says the man was driving a small, older white car with gray interior and tinted windows with a 1A plate. He's described as being in his early to mid-20s. If you have any information, you're asked to call Meridian Police. That number is on your screen. A Boise police officer who shot and killed a Boise man in the line of duty will not be charged. The Twin Falls County prosecutor reviewed that case and found Officer Jason Green acted within training and policy and also defended the neighborhood along with arriving officers from active gunfire from the suspect. This past February, officers were called to a home near Malad and Gourley Streets by a neighbor who saw a man using a crowbar and breaking windows of a complex. Michael Casper was shot and killed after Officer Green spotted the suspect pointing a gun at another officer. A 4-year-old boy remains in critical condition this morning after nearly drowning in a backyard pond. A neighbor heard the mother of Drake Messer calling out for help and rushed over. Although the neighbor says she is trained and certified in CPR, she had never used it until Drake was found unresponsive.
I was carrying groceries into the house, and so I ran across the street and I started blowing into the boy's mouth, and the police officer was giving him resuscitation, and I just kept blowing until the paramedics got there.
Police say a family member pulled Drake from a pond in his own backyard. The boy was taken to St. Alphonsus in Nampa and then transferred to the Boise St. Luke's. The boy's mother says he is on a respirator. A man accused of robbing a Caldwell bank is now being held on a $100,000 bond. Investigators say Richard Macias robbed the Key Bank last Friday and then left the state. Detectives say they were able to talk to him over the phone and convinced him to come back to Idaho. Officers arrested him at his home. 2 Idaho police officers are recovering after a gun accidentally discharged in the basement of the department. The Lewiston Tribune reports the gun fired yesterday afternoon at the end of a training exercise. The 2 Lewiston police officers suffered hand injuries. The gun reportedly fired when its bullets were being removed. Democratic presidential candidate Hillary Clinton is expected to spend most of the day on Capitol Hill answering questions about the deadly attack on the U.S. consulate in Benghazi. They happened while she was Secretary of State. We'll have Clinton's testimony from this morning coming up in just minutes. And you can learn more about the Caldwell City Council candidates at tonight's forum. 3 of 6 seats are up for election. Our Scott Logan will be the moderator, and the forum is in the Caldwell High School auditorium. It runs from 7 until 8:30 tonight. We will also be streaming it live on KBOI2.com. And last night, candidates for Nampa City Council took to the stage to answer the pressing questions from the community. 3 seats on Nampa City Council are up for grabs. Candidates mainly focused on balancing the city budget, improving infrastructure, and looking at why crime has increased. You can watch that forum in full on our website, KBOI2.com. Just click on the Politics tab. And we now know the name of a teen who was shot over the weekend in Meridian. The Ada County Coroner's Office says 15-year-old Tristan Fenton died when he was shot in the head. Investigators say David Provencio didn't realize a handgun was loaded when he shot Fenton. Prosecutors say Provencio had been smoking pot and drinking. He's now charged with involuntary manslaughter. And 2 Treasure Valley Starbucks plan to add beer and wine to their menus starting next year. The promotion is known as Starbucks Evenings. According to the New York Times, 3/4 of Starbucks traffic occurs before 2 p.m. So adding beer and wine would not only help attract a nighttime customer, but also increase revenue. Starbucks wouldn't add the drinks to its menu until January, but the addition already has some looking forward to it.
Awesome. I love Starbucks already, so they may as well sell more stuff that I like, right?
I think it's a good idea. I really like Starbucks, and so it would be nice to go down to it, if I wanted to go out or whatever.
The Vista location in Boise and the 12th Avenue location in Nampa are the only 2 locations that have applied to sell beer and wine so far in the Treasure Valley.